Hello everyone. I got a little bit of a late start today. I had a busy day at work, and honestly I'd kind of forgotten all the measurements and how to do everything, so I had to go back through my notes and do some calculations to figure out how much resin I wanted to use for the amount of fiberglass I was putting down. Ended up being about a cup of resin for the amount of fiberglass. So of course I had to calculate the area of fiberglass I was putting down, the thickness, and then use an online calculator to come up with the results. Anyway, ended up being pretty much exactly right. So let me show you what I did. So I went in and I sanded down the edge of the fender. I sanded off the gel coat so that it was pure fiberglass to fiberglass. And then I put down a layer of fiberglass mat, which is this coarse and thicker stuff here. It's a bunch of little pieces of fiberglass, let's say 1.5 inches, 2 inches long, all stuck together with a bonding compound. The bonding compound dissolves when you put the fiberglass resin to it. So it basically ends up being a bunch of little pieces. Now what happens is you can get a very rough surface, which is what happened with that piece that I had before and why I had to sand it so much. So to avoid that, I put a piece of fiberglass cloth on top. I cut it to shape. I used that same template that I used to figure out the location. I used it and drew it out on a piece of fiberglass cloth and on this. Cut it out. So after I got this fiberglass mat down, I went back in and put a layer of fiberglass cloth on top. Now if you look at this, it is the surface texture of the fiberglass cloth, which is close enough. I could have gotten it smoother doing some other things, but I'm going to have to put some more on top of it. I just wanted it close so I didn't have to put a lot of body filler on top of it. So I came in here. I had cut the door opening incorrectly, cut off too much. So what I did was I came in here, and hopefully I can do this without making the door touch. There we go. So you can see that I extended it to where hopefully I can, after it's cured, I can cut it to the right size. I do have this door section that I took off. It is over here. So I can cut it at the right place and reattach that to that opening there so that I get this, sorry for all the camera work, this exact shape. It's an unusual shape. I could just go ahead and smooth this out, sand it, but that's a lot of body work. It might be easier just to go take that piece and bond it to this. I haven't decided. I'll decide when I get there. The other thing is I have this opening here that I was going to go ahead and fill, but after talking to the group, I realized that it's going to be easier if I come in later, put something across here, some tape or plastic or whatever, and then from the back side I can fill it in. What that'll do is the end result will be that the front surface will be close to perfect, so it will require minimal amount of body work later. If I were to fill it in from this side, I'd have to put plastic on the back, try to get it as flat as possible. It's not going to be flat because the back of this is not flat. So I decided to wait and go ahead and fix that hole earlier. What I might do is put something over it, like some tape or something, just so that what I plan on doing is I plan on painting this piece orange. It's not going to be the exact shade of orange, but it's going to be close enough so that when you get back here, you can see what the shape looks like, and it won't be the difference between the white and the orange. Now, the other thing that I'm going to have to do at some point is figure out what am I going to do about this eyebrow that is pronounced on the 67 Corvette. It comes up here, and you can see that it comes to a peak and is going to come down at some angle right here. So I've got to decide what angle do I want to do. If you look at the C8, what people don't realize is a lot of the same body curves that were on the original car are here. It's just hidden because of all the features and extra creases and all that they added. So what I'm doing is smoothing this out and actually making those same features more pronounced than they were before. So it takes about 2 hours for this to cure. So I just wanted to get it on before dark. As you can see, it's getting dark, and I don't know if you've noticed the mosquitoes are coming out. They get really fierce about this time of day. So my goal was simply to get this set up and ready to go. We'll take a look from the other angle just so you can see what it looks like maybe. go. So you can see it's not perfect, but it's close enough that I should be able to take a sander across that and smooth it out. That was my goal. I will have to go back in. There's a low spot right there where the two pieces meet. I knew that. And again, the idea was simply, the main goal was to attach this inner piece that I made to this outer fender. And that's what this does. It attaches those two pieces together. I was trying to get it as smooth and even as possible to minimize the amount of body work I have to do. But even if I have to do extensive body work, this did accomplish the original goal of attaching those two. All right, that's all I have for today. In the morning, this should be cured, and I'll be able to decide, do I want to do body work, or obviously I have to do the same thing to this side. So I have to decide, do I want to go ahead and finish this, do this side, or do I want to try to get this to a more complete stage? I'll decide later. All right, if you like it, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.